Okay, so we're just gonna wait for a few people to come in. Welcome, brother. You can unmute. We have a glorious inside joke, right? Oh, okay, let me see. I want to make sure. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you okay.
Okay, nice.
My son crying in the background.
It's all good. You're an amazing dad, so everybody just has to know this is a daddy's love story right now. That's all it is. Okay, so let's wait and see a few more. Good evening. I see Marianne has signed in. Let's just see a few more people. So how do you feel? Today is your birthday. Oh my goodness, so amazing. You wanted to share your love story on your birthday, and I thought that is so sweet, so special. So I am super excited to also hear your story because as much as we know each other, I actually don't know this part, of your testimony, So I'm like the viewers right now, right? Gonna be hearing it all. And I'm gonna be taking notes as you talk, just so that if there's any areas I want to, ask a few questions about, or just to have you expand a little bit more for us, then so don't feel like I'm not paying attention. I am, but sometimes I'll be so into it that I'll forget what I wanted to ask, so I have to write it down. Oh, let's see. So I see Marianne in here. Marianne, how are you doing? Hope you're well. Um, and also just, I think you are lucky number 4, you know, and 4 is a great number. I mean, all the numbers have a little special something, right? But four is really a great number. And so let's see. I see. She says she's doing good. How are we doing? So how has it been for you so far, your birthday? Talk to us a little bit about that, giving chance for some more people to hop in, and then we'll start on your story. How has your birthday been so far?
My birthday has been excellent so far. Oh, breakfast. I didn't have it in bed, but because I've been out of bed since 3 this morning,
Oh,
so I'm a little tired right now. But yeah, breakfast in bed, and breakfast out of bed, and we had my mom was over. My mom has been over since Tuesday. She just left literally a few minutes ago.
oh, wow.
Picked her up. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's hanging in there. COVID hit her hard, and now signs of Alzheimer's is popped
Mm.
up. But she's still a very loving, very um, energetic person. Can't stop cleaning up. So I told her, I said, you know what? I'm just gonna go start a business and just let you go clean up. I mean,
So she's just cleaning up. Was your wife like happy about that, or was she like,
my wife
she's so cool. She's so down to earth.
like if I keep getting on my mom, they're like, Mom, come on, you don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. My mom's like, leave her alone.
I love it. I love it. Absolutely. Okay, okay. So I see we have a few people hopping into the Zoom. Let's see.
Oh, I know you seen that cake she made yesterday. Oh my God,
So
so
yeah, that cake. Your wife is so much, but on top of all the other things, she's also an amazing baker. And yeah, and what did she make exactly? 'Cause I saw the pictures, some
good.
cakes and not cookies. What are they called again? Macaroons.
Yes, and they are so delicious. She just made those. That was her first time making them.
What?
Yes.
Yeah, they look professional.
makes them to where they're not too sweet. You know, like you take some cakes and some macaroons and some.
Mm-hmm.
It just
Yeah.
she makes perfectly. Oh my
Nice.
God.
Nice. Nice. You're blessed. You're blessed.
Yeah. And she took some oh, she went to the island today. Conch, uh, conch and the rice and peas. Boy, she was looking for that Stone Jones. She didn't find it till the rice was already done, but she was gonna cook conch. Because that's her tradition. When you're cooking, the Haitian women when they cooking, well, they got to throw it down.
That's right. That's right. Oh, I love it. I love it. So you get a wonderful taste of the islands all the
Wonderful.
time, all the time.
And coloring from the cake, she made it with turmeric, so it won't have no yellow.
Mm, that's right.
Not
Nice, nice.
very organic,
Yes.
and all of our food to be organic.
Oh, I love it. I love it. It's like you're already telling us about a love story, talking about her. Oh, I love it. Love is good. Love is good.
I
So
know.
I see we have some people in now. Dwayne, I see Taslim, I see Marianne. Okay, so let's get started. Everybody's excited, right? I mean, we're here 7:30 every Sunday, 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. We talk about love stories, and the love story specifically is about experiencing darkness and having love rescue us out of it in whichever form that love may come. So today we have a dear brother of mine. His name is James. And you'll realize that I say brother and sister a lot, right? And you may be wondering, like, I have a lot of brothers and sisters, and I do. I do. I actually do. We may not be biological, like coming from the same, like not being womb buddies, you know what I mean? Coming from the same mother, but definitely spiritually, we are connected. We share the same source. And so we who recognize that, we consider each other brothers and sisters. So this here, James, is one of my beloved brothers, and he contacted me saying that he wanted to share his love story on his birthday, which is today. So please send James some love, some happy birthday, solar return, earth strong, whatever you guys want to call it. Send it all his way. Some great birthday blessings to you, brother. May Most High continue to expand your heart and mind in the way that's for your highest good and those around you. So with all that being said, I see we have El Jassan is in the chat. Love you guys, everyone who's watching right now and those who will catch on to the live later on. So let's get right into it. Tell us about, I know we all experience many downs, right? Many dark times, but what dark period of your life would you like to share with us today? And, just let us know how love rescued you out of that dark time. You could share obviously as much or as little as you want to about your story. Just, flow with spirit as you feel comfortable. And I'm here. We're all here listening and loving you and supporting you. Thanks again for sharing with us, James.
Thank you for having me. Okay, like when I'm looking at dark times, I can't say I have too many of them.
That's great.
Honestly, I'm not a person that dwells in the dark. The only time I dwell in the dark is for shadow work. Okay, so when I tell you that this was a dark time, it was something where I was doubting it was the darkness. I was doubting myself. I was doubting myself as a father, as a man, as a son of God, as just about everything. It felt like it was crashing down on me. And this is about I was saying about 2005, and it was a year after I left college and came back to my hometown in Jacksonville.
Mm-hmm.
And when I came back. It was me, my ex-wife, and my daughter. And so it was there's kind of a falling away.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't think, I didn't think of it as like falling away, but that's exactly what it was. It was falling away, growing apart, or whatever you
Yeah.
would call it. But it was when my ex, my daughter,
Mm-hmm.
and pregnant with my other daughter, and left and went to just went away. I'm not gonna tell where she went, but
Yes.
she went to go join her mother and her grandmother,
Okay.
babies with, and it was a dark time because I could not fathom not good every day. That is, that's something I enjoy doing. I go to work. I go and coach the football team,
Mm-hmm.
because at work I work with FSU. So I'm always around kids. They looked at my daughter like a little sister, and
Mm-hmm.
it's, that was just ripping her away from me, but ripping them away from them also.
Yes, yes.
And I was like, I think I was in the, I remember being in the shower crying
Mm.
and asking God, like, what's going on? Why is my life feel like it's falling apart? And it didn't come to me immediately, because you got to think a few things. The darkness just didn't happen right then. It happened over time.
Okay.
It was just like the sun going down. It's not sun up and then the sun down.
Exactly. Yes.
And I have to trace it. They started back when I was in college in Illinois, and me and my ex, we were having problems.
Mm-hmm.
Like, when I say many, not a lot,
Yeah.
many little
Yes.
hurts. But me at the time, I was so I would say passive, that you know whenever I'm busted or anything, I would just keep my mouth closed and just let it go through, right out the other. That's how I dealt with things.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Arguing back, getting frustrated, getting my temper up. Just let it go through one ear, out the other,
Mm-hmm.
and I dealt with things. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and it came to so my year playing football. Throughout college, everything was pretty much paid for me, and I also worked a job in catering, doing catering, and
Mm-hmm.
so my ex, she was worried about me not having being able to work so many hours, because when you play college football, one level, you have study table, training table, football practice,
Mm-hmm.
meetings, other meetings, travel. You have all these things, and at times, my daycare wasn't as cheap, because you had to have so many hours. And then if you like, a discount if you have some hours working in school, they'll give you a discount or something.
Mm-hmm.
But make those hours. So and at that time, my ex, she actually had a job while in college, working for like DCF. They'll call it 3 o'clock in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
For instance, the child needs to be removed. They'll call her up, and she have to go to
Wow.
places like Paducah, Kentucky, or Cairo, Illinois, which is out of Carbondale, where I went to college. And she actually made the money while I played football, and so being that in that circumstance, she was able to do other things that I couldn't, like buy a car, for instance.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I didn't stay. I stayed on campus housing, and was it wasn't that far, but it's a little walk. And I remember at the time that my ex took my CDs and threw them out the window. And all I said to her is, I would never drive that car again. I would never ride in that car again.
Again. Mm-hmm.
I say something, I mean it. When I say something like that, I mean it. I will never. And I remember every day I should get to football practice. My practice in the morning. I'm getting to football practice already in a full sweat.
Wow, because you're walking. You
Walk or running.
Oh, your video went out.
Because oh, you still there?
I'm still here.
Okay.
I think your video just maybe your
Oh, let me see. Hold on. Let me give him a message. Well,
no
because
worries.
he's a persistent lawyer, so he's gonna keep calling. Let's see. Can you see me now? Let's see. Can I video continue? Uh, I, I hear you, and I can't. Like, I see myself on me. India.
Yep.
I can hear you. Can you see me?
No, I think you probably have to sign back in. Yeah.
Here I come. I'm coming. At least you can hear me. This is that part. They go.
You know what it is? Okay.
Can you see me now?
Okay, I can. So let's see. So unmute and we're just gonna do a quick check to make sure that everybody in the chat can see you.
Uh,
Okay, hold on. I'm not hearing you. Speak again?
can you hear me now?
Yes, I am.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Good. That's that Verizon commercial.
I can hear you now.
Good,
Okay,
good.
so maybe because you're using your phone for this live, right? So maybe because you got a call just now, right? Maybe if you
Put it on do not disturb.
do not disturb or something, yeah. Because they
Hold on.
might keep happening.
Bear with me 1 second.
It's okay, it's your birthday. It's your birthday. In the meantime, um, I'm just gonna check the chat and see what's happening.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, just a little. Sometimes it happens, right? When you're using your device, you get a call and then it just kind of throws things off. But I know he will have it fixed in due time. Hello, Greg.
Screen time notifications.
Yes.
Receive battery.
So,
I probably have to call my wife in here because I do not know how to put it on do not disturb.
okay, well, we could just keep our fingers crossed and hope that no one calls within the little time, but you share your light.
All right. All right. Let's get
Okay, so
through.
let's do a check-in. So I think everyone, you guys can hear us clearly and you can, I think you guys could hear us clearly. And let's see, get a little bit closer to your phone. Someone had said, get a little closer to the phone so that they could hear you. Sometimes it's chopping in and out.
Okay.
Okay, yes.
Better?
Okay, so we're good. So recap. So
Recap.
where we are right now, your ex-wife has left and she's taken, and your daughters have gone with her,
Yes.
right? And so this is a time where you are doubting. You're doubting yourself as a man, as a father, as even a child of God. How long ago was this?
2005.
2005. Okay. So what part of this separation or breakdown made you feel, or do you think made you feel the most not like a man? Like why was that? Because I mean, people don't get along, people get divorced all the time, but why did that? And if anything I'm asking you, it seems a little bit out of place, you could just be like, pass, you understand? So I'm just asking you, like, I'm just flowing also, right? So what part of that experience caused you to not feel like a man? What part of it made you question like being a child of God? What part of that made you feel like, like a terrible father, like doubting yourselves? I want to not just skip over like the whole
Mm.
thing, but like specifically, because sometimes there may be specific reasons why, our we feel like our character or is under attack in these situations, right? So can you talk to us about what caused the darkness in those three areas specifically?
Okay. Okay. So for not feeling like a man, a father, and a good husband, it's
Okay.
because one, the breakdown of the marriage. I feel like once you get married, you should always be married. Even though I seen divorce and I didn't grow up in a household where a father was there, I
Mhm.
always plan to always be with the one that I'm with. I planned that there was, if I ever get married, I'm gonna stay married, and that's what it's gonna be. Good times, bad times, whatever. So when that started to crumble, because that's what happened. It starts to crumble,
Mhm.
then you start questioning, what am I doing wrong? What have
Yes.
I done differently? How could
Yes.
I get my family unit together? And you know, what's going to happen now that my children are in a different place?
Right.
Not close by either. Let's mind you, not close by.
How
Not
far how far were they away? Like how if you had to drive, how long would it be to get to
um,
them?
at least 8 hours.
Oh, wow. 8 hours. I was not thinking when you said not, wow, 8 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, understood, understood. Yeah. So, yes, understood. Yeah. So they're like, and how old are your children at this time?
One is not born yet. I told you. One
Oh,
was in.
right, right, right. Yes.
Other one was 2 years old.
Oh,
Yep,
yeah. That's
2 years,
tough.
about to
That's
turn three. Yep, about to turn three.
mm, mm-hmm. And you're playing football at this time.
Yes, I was playing football. Actually, I had just finished my senior year of college playing football,
Hmm. Okay.
and I went to different arena leagues, played football, but that
Yeah.
was after that. I mean, I had to work out before then. Didn't go to the NFL like everyone expected me to.
Yeah.
Of course, things don't happen, and I personally feel that it just wasn't meant to happen that way because the year after I was supposed to go to NFL Europe and play for the German Rhine Fire, and that was the exact year that they shut NFL Europe down.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
yep.
Okay. 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 So talk to us about the child of God part. How was your spiritual life attacked? Or I'm using the word attack just for lack of a better word, but how was your spiritual life affected by that happening?
At that time, I was actually in the church.
Hmm.
I was in the church. I was going to church. I was,
Hmm.
participating in church, not just wanting to go to church on Sundays and
Yeah.
then, come back home and do what I do and then come back. And I was participating in church. I was on the road. And mind you, I grew up in an apostolic church, a Pentecostal apostolic church.
Pentecostal apostolic. Okay.
Yeah, yes,
If
yes.
you don't know, then you don't know.
You don't know.
Yeah.
That those doors are always open.
Yes.
And my
Hmm.
mother, she was a good and faithful servant. She was the I still tell her to this day, even if she don't remember, every time I
Hmm.
tell her every day. I said, when I hear the attributes of God, I always thought of you.
Wow.
It's certain no cussing, no smoking, no drinking in church more than the pastor. She was that perfect servant that you would look as that Christ figure. That
Wow.
was my You can ask anyone in Jacksonville, Florida that came across Patricia Smith. Patricia Howard or Patricia Edwards, whatever name she used at the time, from her maiden name to my father's name to her last husband's name. She was that woman. You needed prayer, she prayed for you. If you think you didn't pray, she prayed for you. She hands on you. You going blind, she put them hands on you and you see again. And
Mm.
and you can go throughout. And it's funny, she just had her 70th birthday, I believe, like 2 years ago, and you had all the witnesses coming out to tell her the greatness that she's done.
I love it. I love it. So you're at this place now. So yeah, you're in church and you have a very faithful mom,
Mm-hmm.
very spiritual woman, loving, exemplifying what it is to be Christ-like in your life. But still,
But
you
still,
but still you go through this dark period of questioning being a child of God. Why? Why?
because
Mhm.
how could this be happening to me? How could my world be falling apart? It
Right,
wasn't could I what have I done for my world to fall apart like this? Why
right,
is God allowing this to happen to me?
right.
Are the questions that was running through my head as I was in that shower, weeping and wailing.
Mm. hmm
How could
And
this be?
what conclusions did you come to without before the light came in? Why did you think God was allowing that? Like what were the answers that you were coming up with? If you could share them.
Actually, with me, I wasn't coming up with. And here's the thing: I wasn't coming up with the answers. I could not come up with the answers. All I could do is try to work my way through it.
Mm.
That's the only thing you can do when it's a cloudy day. You can just only work your way through it until the sun come back out.
Yeah, yeah,
So that's what I did. I kept working. I kept working with the kids. And then the first ray of sunshine came when I'm just be honest, I started playing football again. I started playing, I was playing it for the fun, the love of it, not paying for any money, just
yeah.
playing. Actually, it
Mhm.
was paid. Matter of fact, it was paid football, but I didn't have to pay anything. But it was paid football. It's called my pro football. Yep. I started playing it and I was just doing it for the love out there.
Yeah.
And one of the coaches from that team, he saw how, I guess he must have saw that I was special. I
hmm
tried to hide in the back. Matter of fact, my first couple of games, I didn't even want to start. They was trying to put me in the start position. I didn't even want to start. I was just, just hanging back, chilling, and playing when I can. And
hmm
he saw something in me, and he took me to Daytona,
hmm
and I had to work out with a team at the time called Daytona Thunder.
hmm
And I went there and I ran a fast 40. They were calling me, my nickname there was 4-1. And if you don't know, 4-1 and a 40 is a very, very fast time.
I was like, you got to tell us about that because
It's a very fast time.
past time,
Um,
right?
yeah, things to keep my mind off of
What was happening?
that. What was happening was working out. I worked out with a track coach,
hmm
and it's people right now would testify that I would wear under my clothes at work 100 pounds of weight, getting up, standing up, walking around, sitting down. Everything I did, I wore weight around,
Wow.
and it felt like the weight of the world, but I was carrying it, and that allowed me to move a lot faster than a lot of other people.
Wow.
So
Do you
with
know, do you see the picture that's playing there, right? Like some people, when we're going through darkness, we want less weight on ourselves, even to the point where we stop working, we stop doing things, anything that has weight, anything that has a responsibility. We can't even take the dog out. You know what I mean? And when you said, I was really listening because when you said you worked your way. Now I understand what you're saying. So you actually added weight symbolically, right? Yes, you physically did add weight, but you added more weight onto yourself so that you knew somewhere subconsciously, you knew if I could carry this extra load while doing even something I love, you know what I mean? I can get through this. Somewhere in you, you knew that if I could physically get past this, I can get out of this state, you know? And sometimes spirit does that. Sometimes spirit will give us something to do, like something that just seems like a hobby, or it doesn't make sense. And this is why it was so it was so important for when we talk about the love story, for me to say, like, it does not matter how love appeared. You know, it doesn't matter. And this is why I want so many people to share their stories, because sometimes we may be looking for, you know, a light to come down out of the sky and say, hey, I love you, you know, some type of crazy spiritual experience. Or you may be looking for, if you lost a spouse, you may be looking for a brand new spouse, you know what I mean? But love comes in so many different ways. Love comes wrapped up in so many different packages. It could be an idea to start a business. It could be the motivation to work out. Love comes in so many ways. So talk to us now about, you're here now, you're working out. And so, yes, you find yourself back playing football, which is great, something you love. Often I tell people, when you are in a low place, the best thing you could do is something you love. Because whatever it is that you do that you love, it actually will help bring you into a high vibration, because love is a high vibration, right? Do something you enjoy, dance, go for a walk, swim, play football, you know, play a video game. Honestly, it doesn't, do something you love. It's not, don't do something that will cause you to numb the pain or escape it. Like, you know, maybe alcohol or something, you know, you do that just so you could go sleep or not think about it. No, I'm saying be fully sane, fully aware, and just do something that, even if this bad thing didn't happen, you would want to do that thing because it's something that you love. It's something, you know, that you enjoy. And so this is exactly what you're sharing. You found yourself going back to the thing that you love, when so many people would be like, oh man, my wife has left, my children, I am done, I can't play football no more. You know, you actually went straight back to it, and you started building up your physical body. But I believe it was a picture of your spiritual self that you were building up. Did you feel that? Am I speaking truth right now? Because this is what I'm getting this from your story.
Of course, you're speaking truth right now. I
Okay.
wasn't looking at it that way, but what I was looking at is I got to keep moving. I have to keep doing something. I cannot stay down in the dirt. That has never been my personality type. I have never been like the one that just sit there and dwell on, let something just beat me down.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I get
And
that.
so I had to go do something that I love to counteract, uh,
Yes.
or take up the time that
Yeah.
I would be sitting back and soaking in that darkness.
Yes. Yes. So that's that faith, right? You knew that you had to keep yourself afloat, because obviously you had the faith that you'd be able to see your daughters again, and you wanted to be there for them whenever you were able to see them. And so
Yes.
you put some work to your faith, brother. And so tell us about, was there anything else that happened? So you have football, you have working out. What else? Anything else around that? Any other ways that love popped its head out to you, you know, and or its hands stretched out to you and pulled you up?
Well, I could tell you about the part about my mother, but that came a little later when she just had to point out. She's like pointing out the things that was going on, because as a person in, sometimes while you in it, you can't see from the outside. You
Mm,
can't see what other people are seeing.
mm,
So you thinking that, man, I try to do this. I guess I didn't do that right. I tried to do that. I guess I'm not doing that right.
mm.
But someone else watching, like, man, that he's doing everything.
Wow.
So
Wow.
that came a little later when it was kind of like a reflection, like,
Mm.
I don't know why this and this happened and this and this happened. And then my mom, God bless her, my
God.
mom, when she started pointing out everything.
Mm.
When you were working hard, you were working overtime, you were bringing in the money that she wanted you to bring in. You were getting up early in the morning and taking your brother to work. You were getting up early in the morning and get your daughter ready for school. You were picking up daughter up from daycare. You were,
Wow.
you were working with the at-risk youth. You were coaching little league football. You were pop running football. You were doing these things, and we saw you doing it. You were doing it all,
Yes.
and you were trying to please this woman that it seemed like it was no pleasing.
Mm. So she put things in perspective for you.
Yes.
Yeah. She helped put things in. It's so easy for us to be so hard on ourselves, right? And to not see even our own goodness. A lot of times that happens with like when people it's hard for them to forgive themselves. And everybody around them is saying, you're punishing yourself way too much for this. Just let it go. Forgive yourself. You did your best that you can. You know, you're sorry about it. You've turned around. You changed your life. Like, live, you know? And it's so good to have those people who are close enough to us that they can give that perspective. And sometimes they're not even close to us. It's like they're just like angels, you know, just coming with that message right on time. Right? So,
Right.
do you want to tell us anything else about like what your mom had shared or anything like that?
What I was saying was, like I said, the darkness was a gradual, like
Gradual release.
gradual thing. Because I started back in, it was started, the problem started back in college. You
Mhm.
know, bickering, the over little things that me personally, like I said, I'm the type of person that I'm not going to sit here and argue with you. That I'm not going to waste my breath. I will. It will go through one ear and not the other. I will let you talk till you blue in the face and like just look at you like you're crazy sometimes. I'm
Mhm.
not. Don't even respond because I don't want to argue because I know how I am. I'm a Cancer. I'm, so once you get me riled up, then you know that's I'm hot water. So once you turn the kettle on, you're gonna. So I know my personality and I know that I want to make it work. So instead, I chose to ignore and be quiet. But I was saying about the part when I was running to football practice early in the morning, getting in the sweat, and and you can call him an angel, but one angel, uh, one of my friends, his
Mhm.
name is Brandon Jacobs. He saw me run into he happened to come a back way to because he wasn't even supposed to come down this road to get to football practice. He could have went straight down and took a left and he would have been at this stadium. But he happened to come rolling through my neighborhood early in the morning and
Mhm.
saw me running to practice and picked me up. He's
Mhm.
like, dude, that's why you always sweating when you come to
That's what
practice.
you it's your pre-workout.
Yeah, right. And I was
Yeah.
like, yeah.
Yep.
He said, hey, bro, you don't have to, because he thought it was kind of far. Me, I grew up where we had to walk distances.
Yes. Yes.
We walk distances. We had to run distance. I ran distance in track.
Wow.
I can run short sprints. I can run distance in track. But I was used to, getting my workout in. But he's like, you will never. He said, you never have to walk to practice again. I'll come pick you up every morning.
If you had to drive there,
It's
you
about
know,
it's probably about a 2.5 mile drive.
2.5
But
miles?
yeah, but that mean I have to get up at like 5 if I want to get there by 6.
Yes, an
If I'm
hour
gonna take
run,
if I'm
an
gonna
hour
take a walk,
run.
yeah. But if I get up late, I'm gonna be running,
You're running, you're sprinting hard.
running. I'm gonna be running like Forrest Gump.
Faster than Forrest.
Yeah. But he's like, you never have to go to practice, walk to practice again. I'll come pick you up, and he came pick me up, and that man ended up being a Super Bowl champion for the
Oh,
New York.
wow.
He was the biggest running back in the NFL. And
What?
6'4", 5 pound, running a 4.40.
Wow. You can't give
That's,
us the names because I don't know NFL people like that.
yeah, yeah.
It's
If you ever
okay.
watch,
It's all good.
it's okay, but somebody gonna recognize like
Someone gonna
look up,
put the
gonna put the
stats in.
stats in. Brandon Jacobs, Southern Illinois University. Oh
Yeah.
man, that dude right there, that big dude that truck everybody in football. Yeah,
Yeah.
but he was such a sweet guy.
Oh,
Mhm.
amazing. Give thanks. Give
Yeah,
thanks.
and turned out I didn't notice at the time, but it turned out we were going for the same degree too. So
Oh,
yeah, I remember one time when I was absent from work, he was like, "Hey, here's the notes from the day." He ended up being in one of my classes also. So yeah,
nice. Nice. So, what would you say? what would you say? Well, first of all, before I ask you this other question, is there anything about what you just shared that you want to elaborate a little bit more on? Like, is there anything, just if anything comes to your mind that you feel like you want to talk a little bit more about?
Yes. Okay. Okay.
Mhm.
I can get down to the nitty gritty because I
Yeah.
thought it was, I thought it was all me, and that's the reason she left. And it turned out I didn't find out till years later, but it was turned out it was because of our pastor that she left.
What? Okay.
Yeah.
Get to the nitty-gritty, brother.
Yeah. It was because our pastor, he was hitting on her, and she was afraid to tell me because I looked at him as a father figure.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no. Right, right. I understand that. I understand that.
And so
Wow.
I didn't find out till till later.
Yeah.
Then my mom had to she had to catch me one time before I went up in church with that iron because yeah I was gonna yep
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm from a city where most don't make it.
Where things get dealt with
I'm,
in a sense.
they call it the bang 'em where they hang 'em.
Wow.
And
So,
if you know anything about Duval County, you will hear this wherever you go. Duval. You know, hey, when you hear that, you know something finna pop off.
oh boy.
So
So
yeah, it's a
someone, so
while.
someone must have been praying for that pastor. I guess the
Somebody
whole congregation saved him that day.
they saved him that day, but you know what? At the end of the day, he we squashed all that stuff. We
Yeah.
squashed, put all that stuff aside, and squashed all of it. So
Okay.
you know what? I could not. That's another thing about me. I can't hold stuff in my heart.
Mm.
I can't hold evil in my heart. That's one thing I could never contain. I could never contain evil. I had to let it go. If I had something against ism against anybody, we would have to go work it out.
Work it
We either
out. Work it out.
we either work it out with with intelligently with words, or we work it out with deeds.
Yes. Yeah. But it's getting worked out.
Worked out, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I can fight the man and shake his hand after I'm done.
Mm-hmm. 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 So how did so okay, so the how did that end? How did that all end? So was it after because I remember you said that darkness came in, it kind of creeped in from college times and then it got very dark.
Mhm.
Yeah. What can you say is okay, sun is rising now?
The sun is rising. The sun started rising once I actually got picked up by a arena team. I got picked up by a arena team, and I felt like okay, things are starting to rise up. But it was rising up. I wouldn't say it was it was a good feeling rising. It was a feeling that okay, I accomplished something. I'm getting into the professional football where I get paid for it.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, it was still on the I would say it was still on a lower frequency.
Okay.
And people like, what do you mean by it's on a lower frequency? Because when you start playing professional ball and you start getting a little notice, you get noticed by people, and then you have fans and groupies and stuff like that.
Yep.
It's more of a low vibration. If
Right.
you actually sit back and think about it, it's more of a low vibration than it is a higher vibration.
Right.
So
Right.
I thought I was getting something accomplished, and it was bringing me out of that. It was giving me a feeling of okay, at least I'm accomplishing something. I'm not failing at this.
Right. Yes. Yes.
But that wasn't the goal.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That wasn't the goal. Because
Mm-hmm.
the goal has always been family,
Yeah.
family, holding
Mm-hmm.
the family together, doing what you can to provide. That has
Yes.
always been the goal.
Yes.
Being the son of God.
Yes.
Don't let nothing take away from your shine.
Hey, I love that. I love that. And so
So
what was the brightness after that? Because
the
it keeps
brightness.
getting brighter. It keeps getting brighter.
Oh man, you want to know the brightest? Man, the brightest day was July 5th of 2014.
Okay.
That's when
Wow.
I met my
Okay. Okay.
yeah.
Okay. That's when
Man,
you met your wife.
oh
Okay.
yeah.
the sun shining bright that day, and I knew it. I knew. Listen, I knew that she was the one when I met her.
Tell us. Hey, does anybody want to know? Does anybody want to know what that was like? I know they're gonna say yes. So tell us, July, what was it?
July 5th, in
July
2000.
5th. Okay, so
It,
it's your birth month.
it's my birth month, but it's at my okay. I'm about to take you to why I'm at a Zumba party in the first place. Okay, let's start off. Okay, after coming back from playing the arena football, and I was working out at the YMCA, and just for fun and kicks, me and a few of my old football buddies from like high school, went into the Zumba class.
Yeah.
Going in there, see what's in there, what kind of little girls up in there. I'm single now, so
Hmm.
we're going in there looking. But I go in there and I actually try to do we're trying to do the steps and stuff, all offbeat and whatever. They already have their routines and stuff,
Yes.
so you have to be in there for a while before you can catch on.
Yes.
So I'm trying,
Yes.
and I'm like, my friends sat down and left out long before me. It was like, oh man, all right, we
Forget
done seen
that.
what we got. I'm
Yeah.
gone.
Yeah.
And then just as I was going to leave out, it
Hmm.
was a lady, we call her Mama C, Cynthia.
Hmm.
Mama C. She had grabbed me and pulled me back in.
Mm.
Yeah. She had grabbed me and put me back in. I never forget that day. Yeah. And God rest her soul. She was gonna be the mother of my first son. And
The
she passed while we were in Hawaii, um maybe 3 weeks, maybe to a month before, because we was in Hawaii for 6 weeks, because my wife was medevac from Guam to Hawaii, but
so
she
she was
passed.
gonna be the godmother of your first child.
Yeah, she was gonna be the godmother of my first child. She already called them her pumpkin and everything, start buying them stuff and everything.
Oh, and she
But it eventually died from, you would say, from cancer, but it's not from cancer. She died from the treatments.
from the
Let's
treatment.
be honest. She died from treatments of, because whatever's in that cocktail is what's taking it down.
Yeah. Hmm. Hmm.
But Mama C grabbed me and she made me stay in that Zumba class. And guess what? After that, I kept coming back. Her and Gabby.
You kept,
Yeah.
so wait. Were you going back to the Zumba class because you actually wanted to do the Zumba or you had your eyes on somebody?
No, because I want to do Zumba.
Oh, wow. Okay,
Doing
okay,
because doing a Zumba gave me a better workout than all the workouts I was doing. Yeah,
okay.
all the workouts I was doing, it was giving me a better. I was burning more calories in Zumba than I was burning or going playing the basketball, just by dancing and moving my hips. And
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah,
so
yeah, yeah.
I was in it. I
You're
was
in
in it.
it. And
I was
I know,
in it.
yeah. And so you're in there.
I went to a Zumba conference and all, girl. I sure did.
What?
Yes, I did.
You
It went.
would. You would too. The way that you would work out on that thing, I could only imagine. So you're smoking all the girls in the class.
I don't know about smoking all the girls in the class, but yeah, I'm doing pretty good. I'm
You're
holding my
doing
own.
pretty, yeah,
Yeah,
you
it's
holding.
only a few guys in there, but I was holding my own. Yeah,
So when did you meet your wife?
I met my wife on July 5th.
Tell us how. What happened?
Okay, Mother C, that's her birthday. Actually, her birthday is on July 3rd, and July 5th is Gabby's birthday,
Okay.
and that's the day after the 4th of July.
Yeah.
So they were, I believe it was on a Saturday night in 2014, but they were having a party. She has a party yearly, a birthday party yearly,
Yeah.
and her parties are off the chain. Let me
Yes.
tell you, Mama C, she was an older woman, but her parties were off the chain. So they had Zumba friends that came from different areas
Wow.
to her house. She had a very nice house
Hmm.
and built for entertainment, everything. So
Hmm.
we went to her house, and me and I took one guy that I used to work with down at the docks, for the local. I took him with me, and we went there, and we was there having fun. I got pictures of myself dancing there, everything. Hey, I still got the pictures, everything, and of my wife too. You know,
Yes.
yeah,
Oh.
my wife. She was there with her sister and her brother. Her brother was out there also. But yeah, we had fun at night, and I looked at her, and hold on, actually, she saw me first, I think, and
Okay, okay.
she was feeling herself because she had a shot of what's it called, Red Ball. She had a shot of Red Ball. and,
Oh,
and I believe she approached me first. I was looking at her, but she approached me first.
hmm.
But
That's so
nothing,
beautiful.
nothing happened that night or anything. But it wasn't until months later that we actually got together and went out and had dinner and things, and kept seeing each other after that. Yeah.
How long after you met did you guys get married?
Let's see. Um, 4 years after we met, we got married.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
4 years.
how long have you guys been married now?
We've been married.
You better get this right, boy. You better get this right.
What? Son is only 5, so we can't. We've been married 6 years. Yeah.
Nice. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. I love it.
Yeah.
So
So we've been
then,
there 10 years. Oh my God, 10 years.
wow.
10 years
Wow.
ago,
Yeah,
2024.
right, because 2025 is coming around the corner.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
so the question is, so you meet your wife, that's a bright, shiny day, and
Mm-hmm.
then I'm guessing it's gonna go into what? Then it's gonna be when she says I do, it's gonna like, are there brighter things happening, or is it just like your marriage and then you have 2 children now?
Mm-hmm. I'm
Yeah.
married, children now.
Mhm.
I still get the hold on. Being with her forced me to be closer to my children
Oh,
because they move even further away from 8 hours to 16 hours away.
okay. Jeez.
But when my wife joined the military, she moved out to California, and I,
Mhm.
yeah, so did I.
Yeah.
I what happened was I finished. Well, I had some things to accomplish before I left Jacksonville, so I finished my certificate in supply chain management, and I got my license to be a merchant seaman. Got
Yeah.
my merchant seaman license.
Yeah.
And the day I finished my merchant seaman school, I had a job waiting for me in California, in San Diego.
Wow. That's so good.
So
Yeah.
everything up
Everything worked out. Oh,
perfectly.
I
So
love
when I flew out there already having a job waiting for me.
already have
And
mhm.
that actually moved me closer to my kids that had
So then
moved
at
out.
that point, how close were you to your other children then by the time you moved out
Oh
to
man,
the
I kept the entire time I kept in contact with my kids.
yeah.
Like we
Oh
work
yeah.
over the and stuff like that. But still, it was not. I didn't get to come go see them. They were far away.
Because they're
Plus,
so
I was working 2 jobs. Didn't have the time. Child support. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
Paying. Plus, you got to pay where you live. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know, because
Bills.
yeah,
Yeah.
bills. I moved from Jacksonville. I moved to Orlando, or what? Kissimmee, really.
Hmm.
Kissimmee, because I played for another arena football team out there, and then I ended up staying there afterwards
Okay.
and working,
Yeah.
and you know, at I guess my time, I would say in 2012,
Mhm.
a prophet named Prophet Brown from Miami
Mhm.
had told me that I was going to leave a church. This is what he
Mhm.
told me. He told me,
Wow.
"You're leave the church." He said, "You reach your ceiling here.
Wow.
You're meant." And this is a prophet, and he's in the church, and he's telling me that I reached my ceiling here. And he said, and when I'm looking at him, I'm looking at this man's eyes, and I don't. His eyes are not there. It's like you looking into say you looking out. If I go outside right now and look at the stars in the sky with no pollution, you see a bunch of stars.
Yeah.
That's what I see in this
And
man's
you're
eye.
looking into his eyes. Wow.
He was looking into the future, and he
Hmm.
told me fast first. This man
Okay.
fast first. Then he started reading my future. He said, "You have reached your cap here."
Mm.
He said, you are after higher knowledge." And he's the first one that called me Yaakov.
Ah, that's where that came from.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yaakov.
Yeah.
He said he told me I had reached my time there, and not even 6 months later, I was gone from Orlando, and I
Yeah.
was back in Jacksonville. Until that time, I moved to California.
Yeah. Well, because there is no your I mean, your English name is James, but James, like, even in the Bible, you hear about James the Just. There was no James in the Bible. Everybody named James in the Bible was Yaakov, Jacob.
Jacob.
Even James, any James that you read, especially the New Testament,
Uh-huh.
there was no James. James did not exist as a name.
I know.
Every James was Jacob. So it's so nice because I remember when I found that out, I was just like, what? James is James isn't a name? Yeah, I mean, you already know that the J didn't exist, but then the whole thing, like the actual entire name, you
Go
know,
go the way the King of England wrote his name. It's Yaakov.
Yaakov, yeah, Yaakov.
Yaakov. Yeah. I
Mhm.
come from a lineage of kings, so I know it.
So you know
And
that.
the
Yes.
family name. It's a lot of us. Now, I have an uncle,
Yeah.
my brother, exact same name as me.
Wow. Wow.
Same name. We come from a lineage that they
That
keep us the same thing. Now, Jane, like I used to be ashamed of my name when I was a kid because we were so country. My grandma used to always Jane Henry. It's James Henry, right?
Mhm.
But as I got older, I started to understand the meaning of the name and
Mhm.
why they kept doing it. Because
Yeah.
James Yaakov, you know what I'm saying? He was the one that got the promise. He was the younger son. He was the hill catcher. They call him the some people call him the supplanter.
Planter.
This
Yes.
and then Henry, Heinrich, High King, High
Yeah.
Rule,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
they want to install this in our name so we never forget where we came from.
That's beautiful. I love
And
that. I love that. I love that.
mhm,
So you are here now, standing in your name, standing in the sunshine. And I would say at the time, I want you to think back to that darkest time that we talked about in the beginning. With all the knowledge that you have now, of all the light that you're now standing in, if you could have said one short little thing to yourself back then, take away what your mom said, take away all the football that came in, if you could be the loving voice right now, obviously to yourself back then, how or what would you say to yourself back then? Think of like that time when you're in the shower and you're just crying out. If you could be that voice, inner voice, what would you say to yourself in that moment?
I did. I
Oh, you
did.
did. Okay. What
I
did you
did.
say?
Back then, it's just that at the point at that moment, I didn't want to hear it.
What was it that you said?
All things work together for your good.
Mm,
I did, but I just didn't wasn't trying to hear it
you
at that
want to
moment.
hear it.
My daughter was gone. My heart was broken. I don't want to hear all things work together for my good. How's this working together for my good? You got
Wow.
to you got to explain that to me, God.
Yeah. It just came to me to ask you that question.
Yeah,
I didn't
I did.
realize that you had dead. Wow. Okay. All things. But is that the message you'd want to also leave to somebody who is going through a dark time right now?
Yes, yes.
Okay, go
'Cause
ahead.
I work out. I work in the I work out in the field. I plant stuff. I'm not a surplanter. I'm actually a planter.
You're a farmer.
Well, yeah. So guess what? I have to put seeds in the ground because if
Mhm.
I put it in the ground, the sun is going to burn it up. If you have too much
Mhm.
sunshine, you
That's right.
never appreciate the dark times.
Mm.
So you have to go through that dark time before you see a beautiful flower. That flower was in the dirt, in the darkness first. Before it sprung up, it struggled to spring up. It had to get past weeds to spring up. It had to get past other flowers to spring up. But it sprung up
Mhm.
and it kept growing. And
Mhm.
that's exactly what's going to happen with you. You're going to spring up. You're going to creep, grow. You're going to grow, grow, grow. And guess what? You might go through another dark time because guess what? That flower sometimes dies and turns to seeds, and they sprinkle up and then go back to the ground.
Mm.
That
Yeah.
water that you're gonna cry, that water gonna flow. It's gonna, but that water flowing down into that darkness is what it's gonna keep you,
Sustain. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
and you, and it's gonna make you grow up again.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The
Somehow, eh?
yeah, yeah, and if you And once that happened enough with you, if you have enough setbacks, if you have enough dark times, when you see it coming, it won't even phase you no more.
Yes, that's right.
It won't even, oh, it's a dark time coming. Okay, well, I know how to prepare for it.
Yes. Yes.
If the rain coming, you see the clouds, it's getting dark, the
Yes.
sun's starting to go away.
Yes.
Common sense tell you to get your umbrella.
That's right. That is right.
So, when you see the dark clouds coming, go get your umbrella. Be ready, be prepared for it. You know what I'm saying? Outlast it. Then when the sun comes, put that umbrella up and go enjoy.
I love it. I love it. Now, do you have any last words for us? I know you shared so much already, but do you have any final thoughts? The word purpose is coming to me. I'm not really sure why. I'm trying to like also tap in. Would you say that through this experience, was there any way that this darkness and then encountering the light, is there any way that it helped to clarify your purpose to you?
Well, my purpose is something that's going to keep going. My purpose is to actually, the reason why we're here tonight is because of my purpose. Okay. This is telling you how the darkness came and how it hit hard, and then how I bring forward out of it. This is the purpose. We're talking about the purpose. The purpose of life is to get understanding from what happens to you when things are down and getting, it's not about the good times. It's about the bad times. It's about the bad times to see what can you do better? Yes. What did you do wrong? Yes. And did you learn from those times? Yes. Because guess what? If you don't learn from it, it's going to keep hitting, and it's going to hit harder every time.
Repeat.
Repeat. Yep. But this is the purpose. The purpose is to be here, to speak, to let somebody, because it's going to hit somebody.
Yes, it is.
They're going to hit somebody. Somebody's going to open up to this message, and they're like, well, I was going through a dark time, or I'm going through a dark time. It has to get better. Yes. Yes. You can't stay down always. Melanated people, you can't stay down always. You can't be at the bottom always. Yes. There's a top for you to shine at.
Facts. Facts. And I want the people who are watching right now, and even those who will see this and leave a comment, even if you don't leave a big, long comment, can you at least say, it hit me? Or say, I got hit. I got hit. He said, this is going to hit someone. I got hit. If you're watching right now in the chat, just type out, I got hit. If anything in this message has hit you in your heart, you feel it, you know what he's saying, I got hit. And if you're going to watch at a later date, just in the comments so that we could know you watched this too and you listened to his message and it made sense to you. I got hit. Just type that. I got hit. Okay. So brother, I thoroughly enjoyed your message. I think that so many times when we're talking about coming out of the darkness into the light, some people are so much looking for the light so that they could bask in the light that they don't turn around and say, what were the lessons for me to learn in this darkness? And was there a purpose to the darkness? And did I do something to bring me into the darkness? And how can I, perhaps avoid that? And you avoid it by, like you said, learning from it so that you don't repeat the same, errors, or so that you just don't, have a need to experience that darkness, again.
So let me say this one last thing. Okay. In astrology, Saturn is called the Dark Father. His job is to put a restriction on you. And people think that, oh, it's so bad. Satan, Saturn, it goes along with Satan, and it's so bad that there's a restriction, and that's not God. Yeah. But you know that God dwells in the darkness? He said, let there be light.
Yes, that's right.
So if God dwells in the darkness, it's something that God is trying to teach you so you can be that light and spring out of him to go and for your purpose, to go do your purpose.
That's right.
Don't shun the darkness.
Mhm.
Darkness is where you grow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Most plants don't grow in the sun, they grow in the darkness. They get
That's
the light, during the day, and they start growing at night.
yeah. Yeah. And that reminds me of a scripture where Yeshua said, unless a seed falls to the ground and dies, it remaineth alone. You know, it remaineth alone. And sometimes I think, I mean, obviously we know what he was talking about then, but there's layers to
Layers.
everything. And so if we think of a seed being you or I falling to the ground, going to our lowest point, and feeling like we're dying. You know what I mean? This situation is killing me. May as well I do something crazy. We all, when we go into the low times, think, why am I alive? Why am I here? We're experiencing some kind of a death to ego, death to sometimes finances, image, it's crashing. Everything is crashing. What we built for ourselves is crashing, or what we were trying to build is crashing. And so we're in that place of falling to the ground and dying. And it's in that place of where, we fall to the ground and we smash, we get broken. And in that brokenness, we experience something that words can't really explain. You kind of see yourself, you see your humanity, you see in seeing your humanity on the rise up, you also see your divinity.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And when you see your divinity, it doesn't really matter, right, how someone wants to phrase their, what their humanity is and what the divinity is. It doesn't matter. We'll get tangled up with words all day long. But the thing is that when we rise up, there are many that are with us, not because they weren't there, but now we have so many different perspectives. We can actually say like, oh, I understand that now. And I could feel what that person is going through. So all of a sudden, remember, it says a seed falls to the ground and dies. It will abide alone unless that happens. And so all of a sudden you've gone through this darkness and you're not alone. That's one thing you realize on the rise up. You realize, wait. Other people have experienced this. I'm not alone in this thing that I've suffered. There are others who have suffered, but have also overcome, are overcoming, and we will continue to overcome together. And this is literally what this is all about. Sharing our stories, sharing that we have fallen, we have hit the ground, we have gotten buried, we have died, but we have been resurrected by the power of love. And we continue to grow and push upward and ascend in love together and expand in love together. So, brother, I thank you so much for what you have shared with us today. And to anybody who is watching, we love you. We wish you and we wish you and all of your loved ones, those who are around you, those who are supporting you that you don't even realize are supporting you, because so often we have people who are supporting us, but in that dark time, we don't have the awareness, to give anything back to anybody. We're literally like falling and we need hands of mercy, to hold us and to lift us up. Like James talked about his mom and his friend who gave him a ride. So those people who are right now in your life, we pray a special blessing on those people, that they will be strengthened to continue to love you and hold you until you make it through and you're strong enough to stand on your own. And also to anybody else who may be watching, if you would like to share your story, your love story of how you have experienced or are experiencing darkness, and love has rescued you out of it, please send me an email at lovestoryforyandea@gmail.com. And I will get to you and we will arrange a time for you to come on. Brother, I thank you so much again. I thank everyone who is watching. I'm just checking to see if there's lots of people telling you happy birthday. I don't see any questions for you, but lots of love, lots of hearts. I wish you could see it right now. You'll have to go on after and see all the wonderful comments talking about your Zumba competition and all of these things throughout the chat, but lots of love. The hearts are just going through lots and lots of love. Do you have any last words?
I guess I would say for the amen, the hidden, you also have the aten.
Yes.
So you need both. You need to
Yes.
you need to be doing your shadow. You got to be in the shadow or the darkness.
Mm-hmm.
You have to go and be the light.
That's
So
right. That's right. That is right.
love and light to you all. Love and light to you, Yandia.
Oh.
Thank you for your love stories. Thank all the stories that you do, not just the love stories. Oh man, thank you for the stories when you had a near death experience. Man, I every time I hear you, this I know we are one because when I hear you speaking of your story, I put myself in your. I feel like I'm there I'm
Yes.
you, and it's happening to me, and I
Mhm.
feel to feel the blood loss and
Trust.
that one. That's really the oneness because
Yeah,
we look at ourselves as separate, but we're just looking at ourselves through
that's right.
different.
That is it. That is exactly it, brother.
For
That is exactly it.
me, and happen that happened to you, and that happened to everyone else. Their dark times, we share their experiences, and we all grow together.
That is
And
it.
that's all.
That's
I
that is the truth. We are one. We are one, and we do grow together. Just remember, when you're going through your dark time, you are not alone. There is someone who is going through it also, who will go through it, and there is someone who has gone through it, and they are on top. They are on top. And that again is one of the reasons for doing this, so that you can know you're not alone, and that you could see if this person is accomplishing it right now in the process. You know, some of us are still in the process. Like the light is starting to shine. We're not even out into the, 12 o'clock sun yet. The sun is just coming out. Doesn't matter where you are. It doesn't matter where you are. If you're still in the darkness or if the sun is rising on you, doesn't matter. We've all experienced it in different levels at different times, and we are all here together. As a matter of fact, next Sunday, we will have sister, like I said, everyone's my brother and sister. So we will have, and especially since that near-death experience, I just can't help it. You know what I mean? You feel the love, it's like family. So we will be having a dear friend of mine and sister. Her name is Taslim, and she will be coming on. I actually mentioned her in one of my last videos where I think it's called The Dark Side of Faith. In that video, I mentioned a close girlfriend of mine who had a report of being diagnosed with cancer. She will be on next Sunday at 7:30 to share her story. Do not miss it. It is going to be incredible. It is going to be incredible. I mean, maybe you might want to have your tissue ready, and whatever. You might be on the edge of your seats. Who knows? Get your pen and paper, whatever the case may be. But it's going to be amazing, and definitely a wonderful time of sharing. Darkness, but definitely light. So I love you guys. Please, please come again next Sunday, 7:30. I love you. See you later. Bye-bye.